I think my most toxic feminism at this point, it's a micro feminism, is that I don't want to know about my partner's job. Like when I'm free, they need to be free. I'm like, why you need to go for this meeting? Chill with me.
Just,
Oh, when
bro.
you need to go for your meetings, everyone has to.
And
clear
I
that
love
day.
that double standard.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Moment of Silence. I am Naina Bhan.
I am Sakshi Shundasani.
This is
Why
so
did you
out
get
of body to
confused?
that's the part when I start talking in the
Right.
original script. So I got a little thrown
You
off.
just got camera shy
Yeah, I
suddenly.
did. 100 episodes later.
I know, and we still can't do a fucking intro, huh?
I think it's the best part about this relationship.
That we can't do anything right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. But 100 episodes later, we at least have one segment that we both enjoy doing, which is the pop and the flop con.
Yeah, I have one.
Go for it.
My popcorn was that last night I came back home, it was torrential downpour, okay? And I made it home and I see this package and I open it and it is this beautiful box of jewelry. And it's from this designer that I've been working with quite a bit. So I was like, wow, they have honored my contribution to this designer.
I love it.
And so I tried all on, I've made outfits around it. And then this morning, as I've arrived to the Moss shoot, my flop con is that Ogan.com texts me saying, so sorry, we've swapped your order with somebody and you've got a
Stop.
box of jewelry. Please return.
Oh no, were you gonna wear it on the shoot?
I might already be wearing it. Comment down below which one of the things that I have on my body right now I'm going to have to return.
It's not your problem. Ogan.com can figure it out.
To be fair, their back end, one time, because I was in their system, like 40 dupattas arrived at my house.
What?
And I was like, why have they arrived at my house? Because some designer's shipment got messed up. So good to know that us and Ogan are doing exactly the same
Really?
boo-boos. Yeah.
Actually, now that I think of it, I've also had a little boo-boo with Ogan, but never mind. That's 100 episodes later, we don't bash anyone. Huh?
What's your popcorn flop?
My popcorn actually is that this week I have been involved in the rescue and neutering and just general well-being of a stray cat. And if y'all know me at all, I'm terrified of cats. So suddenly over this week, I've also been involved in feeding 3 community cats in my neighborhood and the rescue operation of this other cat. And I'm too scared to approach the cat. So then when I'm feeding them also, I'll like push the bowl away and I'm like running the opposite direction. But I think it counts because they are being fed.
Of course it counts. This is why Sakshi Shivdasani is India's #1 creator.
According to
To everyone, there is a cricketer, I don't know his name, but I was scrolling through Instagram the other day and he said his favorite creator is Sakshi. And if cricket knows Sakshi,
He said his favorite celebrity.
his favorite celebrity is Sakshi, even better. And if
Shout
that's
out.
happening, if those worlds are colliding, you know you've hit success.
Yeah, I'm the next Sahiba.
I think so.
Yeah, except I know absolutely nothing about cricket. And my flop actually is that I'm still a little afraid of cats.
That's hardly a flop.
But no, you know, the thing is, that's my one phobia.
Yeah.
I just want to get over it because then I'm not going to give a fuck about anyone's phobias. I'll be like, ha, ha, because I was really scared of cats and now I'm like getting over it. So no one's phobias count. Like someone will be
You can't
freaking out.
say
I'm
that.
like, it's unreal.
Please insert footage of people dealing with their phobias on Supermodel of the Year. You can't suddenly say no phobias are to exist.
You know, in that also, I told them I'm really scared of cats, but they were like, it's such a dumb phobia that we can't, it would feel so targeted towards Sakshi that we're just not going to do it.
My heart goes out to the producers on that show because to make Sakshi's life seem challenging is really hard. Yesterday, she did 2-3 extra tasks and she's messaged me.
Bro, firstly, traveling in and around Bombay is so cumbersome with the rains, with a dog that doesn't understand the concept of kichad. So I was just like, I'd gone from Bandra to Lokhandwala to Versova to town to Bandra. And I was like, I cannot spend my life living like this. This is too much. And I messaged Naina. I was like, if this is how much traveling you do every day, hats off. Can't do it.
It's done.
It's done.
Speaking of hats and speaking of your hair, 100 episodes of Moment of Silence equal to 100 hairstyles, 100 outfit styles.
The hairstyles through the episodes, it's like every episode has been like actually every 3 episodes, because we shoot them still in blocks in the day. And I feel like I had like bright red hair for a few episodes, then you had bright red hair, and then we both had like really short hair, then we had long hair, then I had curly hair for a few episodes, then I didn't have curly hair. Like, it's like I see the episode and I remember what phase of my life I was in.
I really miss your curly hair. Please insert Sakshi's Phuket hair. This is my favorite.
I know, and you know what? This festive season, I have made a pledge to myself that the Indian looks are going to go stunning with my beautiful curly hair that I have a relationship with. It's ever evolving. It's a love relationship, but it's also sometimes used to be a hate relationship, because growing up it was so difficult to have curly hair, especially in India, where like literally they used to call me Buddhi ke baal.
Oh my god, have you seen that new ad with Tapsi Pannu for the Dove Beautiful Curls range?
Yeah,
I
and
love
she's
it.
looking amazing, and I feel like Tapsi Pannu always rocks those curls. And I will say I have tried the Dove Beautiful Curls range, and they are really good. It is like a 4-step routine, but then you don't have frizz, and I feel like literally with curly hair and this dirty weather outside, let me give a shout out to, it's so difficult, but at least Dove is made for like Indian hair, so it's really good for like, and you don't even know that there's a specialized range. I didn't know there was a specialized range before this ad came out, but I've tried it since and it's been really, really good.
I
No
also
frizz.
wonder with the perception of curly hair, right? Because people see curly hair in school or at a wedding, they're always like kangi kar lo, or they're like there's too
Yeah.
much frizz, so it doesn't feel very professional.
People say that it's unruly in like a workplace and all, but firstly, it's the fault of everyone asking you to kangi kar lo curly hair, because everyone knows now at least that you don't comb curly hair. You need a proper curl routine to get your curls going, and it's like it's a little bit of a trial and error, but if your products are good and it takes lesser time than straightening your hair, to be honest, so that can't even be like an excuse to not wear your hair curly. But I think because you have to like go and educate people that yeah, my curls are beautiful, and you're like, oh shit.
But it also doesn't help, right? Because time and time again through Bollywood, every time you have to portray a girl who is rebellious, a girl who is against the grain. She always has curly hair with one blue streak and one septum piercing.
And then the kajal is all over the place, and I'm like, literally, curls can make someone look so soft, so like,
Girl next door,
Yeah.
angelic.
but it's like the perception is that straight is amazing. So where we've been like, growing up, we've been brushing our hair. I brushed my hair for a really long time, so I was literally like, they used to call me like bunny rabbit when my hair was short, because when it used to be a ponytail, it used to be like a bunny's tail. Then they used to literally put pencils in my hair and stuff, and then I used to go back home and I used to open my hair and there used to be pencils. And then even like my mom, because she's always had curly hair, but it used to translate as frizz, because she used to she used to brush
her
it
hair.
out. And then our hair used to be short, mine and my sister's, because we just knew that one way of managing it. And I'm so like, now I'm like, okay, if I have kids, big if, at least there's the products in the market where I can teach them to love themselves, just how Tapsi taught me.
What should be there is the Dove.
Beautiful Curls range. And 100 episodes in, and Naina learned the brand sponsor name challenge. But thank you, Dove, for sponsoring this video. We love you. We love the products. We use the products. We're talking to the audience. We're not talking to Dove. I don't know why I'm giving you a shout out like that. But yeah, I love the range. I love it.
Speaking of our hair, okay, 100 episodes has seen a lot of different
Bro.
hairstyles, a lot of different like outfits, good, bad. Thoughts
Yeah.
on your style evolution? Thoughts on my style evolution?
So, dude, okay. I remember the first block of episodes. Nena and I had met to discuss the first block of episodes, and then the next morning we were shooting them, and then suddenly she has this bob, and she's like, my mom and my sister hate it. And I was like, no, it's amazing. But now looking back, I'm like, your hair has gone through so much through this process.
Almost as much as your hair.
Almost as much as my hair.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when we just started, we were like, oh, we'll do professional hair and makeup. Then we were like, we'll do a cozy vibe. And now we're like, fuck, no one wants us to look cozy. Like, literally, you guys are so critical.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much.
Like, one day, God forbid, I have a pimple. It's like, oh, Sakshi has trigeminal neuralgia. Like, leave me alone.
What? Yeah, it's true.
Do you
It's true.
remember your favorite hate comment through 100 episodes?
No, actually, there's so many different
Yeah.
kinds of hate comments. I was just talking to my team the other day. I was like, I finally, 100 episodes later, I have hit main pop culture. I had a dedicated hate post to me on Reddit.
I saw that.
Not prompted
How
by
fun.
anything apart from my angelic personality. And they just ripped it apart. And you know what? I stand it. Thank you so much. It is my honor to be part of your life.
I'm
in this
very
intense way,
excited
right?
for you.
I was like, should I cut a cake for this or should we do one combined for 100k subs and 100 episodes?
100k subs.
Combined cake?
Combined
Yeah.
cake. We eat it in Jan.
But no, I, the only way you seem to rest in people's memory today is if people have something shitty to say about you.
Yeah. My thing is that people think I'm rage baiting even though I'm just talking. So I'm like, it's like, oh, this Sakshi is saying everything to piss us off. And I'm just like, I genuinely believe these things.
My favorite audience evolution is that people have become better versions of themselves by saying, oh, I used to find Sakshi irritating, but now I find her voice quite soothing. Like, good for you.
Goes to show exposure therapy. Like my thing with cats, your thing with my voice. You're just scared of me.
But I have to say, okay, the internet world and people talking online is a different thing. Every time I have stepped out on the streets and I've met people, met fans of Moss, I get so excited.
Same.
It's the best feeling. Especially there's a specific genre of fans who get it. And you know who you are. You know what we're talking about. We are all in on the same joke. It's the girls who stood by us through Crocs. It's the girls who stood by us through a lot of other things. And I really love you.
Yeah, and I will go as far as to say I think we have developed, like, honestly, the best audience. Like, you go talk to other podcasters, everyone wants you guys.
They're thirsting for you guys.
And we are so happy to be in an exclusive. You're not allowed to watch any other podcast.
Sometimes I see like our OG fans, and I feel like we've developed a very tight relationship with them, and then I see them commenting with the same amount of emotion on someone else's podcast.
I have seen those usernames as well. And I love it because it's like, okay, when we meet other podcasters, we're like, oh, there's no point of having this competition. It's not like people are only watching one podcast a week. And then we sit in the cab and we're like, who's watching them?
100 episodes later, we are equally as shady.
We're assholes. And we were assholes to begin with, but we were masking our personalities. 100 episodes later, this feels like a family, right? So
Yeah.
who knows the shittiest aspects of your personality and still has to love you? Your podcast co-host and your family.
Exactly. The other big thing that's happened over 100 episodes is Sakshi and I no longer have an opinion. We decide every episode there's an opinion. Second episode, we've contradicted it. You guys have caught up on this. And it's life.
It's life, but our beautiful team has curated, I think, a few things we have said over the past 2 years, literally, and we are going to figure out who said it and whether, if one of us said it, do we still stand by it? If you don't drink seriously, then you haven't drank.
Me.
Yeah, I feel like this is a Naina thing to say.
I stand by it. I don't
Yeah.
think I don't like promote drinking, and I'm not a big drinker myself.
But if you're drinking,
But if
drink
you're drinking,
seriously.
yeah, drink seriously.
Yeah, I feel like I think this was when we were talking about like millennial drinking versus
Yes.
Gen Z drinking.
Yes.
But I could be fully wrong. And
We are right? Yeah.
it is Naina.
You like to drink or no?
I'm not a big drinker, but I feel like I'm never going to be the person that when people are drinking and they're like, oh, Sakshi, have a drink, I can't say no. And I
Yeah.
think I feel like, and hear me out, it has something, the same logic as like a adventurous eater. You know, if something's on the table and someone's like, try this, I
Yeah.
can't say no. Which is the same thing with alcohol, but it's just that like I don't like being drunk because I only have two zones. Like I'm drunk for 20 minutes and I want to sleep. So it's not fun for anyone. But I've realized that any sort of indulgence, whether it's food, whether it's alcohol, whether it's anything else, I just want to sleep at the end of it. So
Sakshi is now doing shadis and parties. She has a package. It's called Ask Me Anything About the Person Whose Party It Is and Do a Shot With Me package.
yeah.
That's her new thing. We're trying it out. If
Yeah.
you're in Mumbai and you're throwing a party,
I'm the shot girl.
she's the
And I
shot
love
girl.
it every time. I'm like, okay, guys, I'm doing a round of shots, and I pick up the tray to do the shots. The bartender will be like, excuse me, ma'am, I will hold the tray because they're so scared.
It's so good. So every time we've been at a party and Sakshi, so just to preface this a little bit, because we run this podcast, somehow we think we need to conduct every room that we enter. Like, God forbid there's a moment of silence in any room. Both of us are like, okay, tell me.
Yeah.
Tell me something.
We're the taste makers.
Yeah.
Like,
We're gonna make
want
this a
some
game.
masti.
Yeah. So Sakshi comes, okay, and she's always decked out in a great outfit, right? So it's Sakshi, and she's walking around like a show host, and there's a bartender with like a tray of shot glasses, and she's like, "You, tell me where this person was born."
And it's always the most obscure questions. Like, it's like, what's her mother's maiden name?
Yeah.
And then I did that at Naina's birthday. I did it on another friend's birthday. And like, basically, if your birthday is there and I'm invited and there is a bartender, this game must be played. And I don't do the shots.
You
I
do 50% of the shots. You do, and
Do
at
I?
the end of that thing, you're like, "Man, I fucking did too many shots. I wonder how."
But I never drink then. Like, I don't take a drink. I
You
just do
know-
the shots.
Taking a shot is a form of drinking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
but you can either do a shots night or you can drink. Like, if you're drinking, just do shots. Don't pretend to like the beverage, is my hot take.
Got it.
Having kids will come in the way of my extensive screen time.
So you.
Just because of the word extensive, I think it's you.
No, extensive screen time is you.
Is it?
It's Sakshi.
But I fully stand by it.
Yeah.
I will say though, I am getting a sick case. I'm like unwell with a case of the baby fever.
Yeah.
My brother's wife just had a baby. And then a few other people.
That's
I
your
know.
act of microfeminism for this episode.
I'm done. And then a few other people I know are like getting married or having babies, and every time I see like a cute couple in a baby store, which I've been going to buy clothes for these new babies in my life, and I'm like, I want to be that couple, but then I'm like, who's gonna keep up this 10-hour screen time also?
But you never have to fear, because you will always find me in a room full of happy, joyous families sitting in the corner with my short table. And there's no game, it's just me doing shots.
That's the game.
Yeah. Do you think you can have it all?
Me personally, I can't have anything, bro. But
Not
I
the
do
shot
think
glasses.
one.
I mean, like in life, can you have it all?
I do think some women can. I don't think I am one of those women.
I don't think you can have it all.
You don't think anyone can have it all?
There has to be some sacrifice. I think even the Ambanis are having something they have to sacrifice. Everyone has to sacrifice something.
I mean, I guess they have to sacrifice privacy. Like just like us, you
Yeah.
know. Us and the Ambanis. We're living the same life.
Yeah.
I do think, no, but I've met a few people, you know, with well-adjusted parents, and they've all found like partners very early on in life, and they genuinely think that they're happy. So it's not my idea of happiness, but I do think if you ask them whether they have it all, they will say they have it all.
I mean, I see it with like just myself. If I'm going to work out and I'm going to go to work, then I don't eat or drink.
Yeah.
Even if I want to have it all, it just doesn't happen. Like if I want to be healthy, I actually end up being the most unhealthy, efficient person.
I think you can have it all with if you have a bunch of staff. It's not a one-person job for sure.
Fair.
Like you have to have like people take off the daily tasks of you, and then you can have it all.
Like a wife.
Like, sure.
Like a
hopefully
husband.
paid labor.
You know what my favorite-
Hopefully paid market rate labor.
There are these reels where I don't know that there's women saying I came back home from work and the dinner wasn't laid on the table, and I'm like they start beating their husbands. That is the world I want to live in.
Dude, I wish I had a different opinion. Every day.
I feel so seen.
But literally, handling a house is a full-time fucking job. So you can't. That's why all my friends and I that live by ourselves, we're like bachelor men, like
Yeah.
quote unquote. Because you come home, the AC is not working. Who the fuck? Like you want to like be like, why is the AC not working? But it's just you. So you can't yell at yourself. You can, but it doesn't solve anything.
I think my most toxic feminism at this point, it's a micro feminism, is that I don't want to know about my partner's job. Like when I'm free, they need to be free. I'm like, why you need to go for this meeting? Chill with me.
Just-
Like,
bro.
oh, when you need to go for your meetings, everyone has to.
And
clear
I
their
love
day.
that double standard. Why not?
Why
You
not?
know, why not? Who said women can't have it all? You just have to imbibe the personality of your father. That's all it takes to be happy.
I am balding. So it's, yeah,
I don't want my children to get bullied for being ugly.
that's so you. My kids will never be ugly.
What the fuck?
That's you for saying.
I must have said, I've said it. I've 100% said it in my episode, in that episode where I was like, oh, when I'm picking a man, I don't want, you know, I said
Yeah, yeah,
something. Yeah, I don't want my children to get bullied for being ugly. Like, I don't want my children to get bullied regardless, but especially not for being ugly, you know? That's so fair. I don't want anyone to get bullied for being ugly.
If your child was being bullied, would you let them handle some of the heat for character development, or would you just go and fight their battles?
You've seen how I am with sushi.
So
That
going to be
child is
living
not
with you
gonna
till
have
the
to
end of
put
time.
his foot on his or her foot on the ground. I'll hoist them to school. I'm the kind of parent that if like my kid is getting bullied, I'm gonna hire Ranveer Singh and tell him to come and be like, oh yeah, ye mera mama hai, or some shit. You know, it's like, oh, Tiger Shroff will come and he's like, Krish, no, who is that? Hrithik Roshan. And it's like, he's a superhero. And it's like, हाँ, ये superhero मेरा मामा है. And then everyone will be like, wow.
And what would you do if your kid was the bully?
Means some bullying is good for character. That's why I don't want to have a kid, nah. I know it's warped. No, actually, if my kid was the bully, I would be very upset. Because you have to act like better than everyone. And you can't take the higher ground if you're a bully.
Shut the. Sakshi comes every day. She's like, oh, I just ran this morning and came. And
Yeah.
everyone's supposed to be like, oh,
Yeah.
wow, Sakshi.
So how is that bullying, bitch?
It is bullying.
This is bullying. Sorry.
That's my favorite hate comment. Not to me, to you. Sakshi
Sometimes
is being an
yells at
aggressor.
Naina.
Yeah,
And I'm
Sakshi
like,
is my
I just
aggressor.
project. And you know, Naina also, as soon as I start going in on a point that she knows she wants to go opposite, she knows but the tide will change and I'll get the hate. So she sits like a abla nari, bro, literally like my daddy.
There's nothing
she'll sit.
abla about me, okay? I wish there was.
I also wish there was. Then I would get my point across better. But
I shut up in the Bumble episode. And everyone's
What?
like, wow, how does it feel to shut up in an episode?
no, they said, how does it feel for Sakshi to carry an episode
It
for
felt
once?
amazing.
Yeah.
Sakshi's
Well-
carried every episode.
Enjoy it for that one
Okay, fine.
episode.
I look forward when I come to this podcast. I am an audience. I look forward to all of Sakshi's jokes. They're too good.
Oh, I actually think Naina is the funniest person I know.
Offline.
Offline, yeah, I don't know. You're a little bit more guarded online, but I also think it's because a lot of people in Naina's real life watch the podcast and they tell her they watch the podcast. All my people are very, and also Naina has got like a very poised side to her as well. With me, it's like this is what you get, whether you're my parents or whether you're like, this is just the one mode I have. So I think she feels a lot more exposed on the pod than I do.
Sure. I think now like embarrassment and shame for me has left the room. Like 100 episodes and now I was thinking the other day, I was like, what would make me feel embarrassed? Absolutely nothing.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely
so sad.
nothing.
Like, why does that feel like I've done something?
You haven't done it. I think it's just like again, to make a podcast which is like about our lives and you guys really respond to when we're like being very oversharey. Now I've
Yeah.
shared so much. If someone isolated a sentence and told me this is what I shared on the podcast, I would be like, eeh. But it's now 100 episodes later. I'm like,
In
it's
fact, I
empowering.
love it. I love when you, like, when either of us is sharing something unhinged.
yeah.
You can see, like, I start sweating from excitement.
But I do miss the early days of unhinged oversharing.
Yeah, now it's kind of. I don't think we're trying to be more hinged or anything. I think it's just that we also have more eyes on us at the same time. We don't have more followers. So it's like that weird thing where we're like, are we still oversharing for. Like, for what growth are we oversharing? You know, like to like sit here literally, like, and we've not processed these feelings before we've come and overshared.
At all.
So then to watch like our lowest moments on camera where we're like, like it's quite embarrassing. But on that note, the 3 magical words are you mine?
Apparently, I have commitment issues, and that's why instead of I love you being my 3 magical words, it's are you mine?
I do think this was before you and your partner were public. Like,
Yes.
you know, I feel like, firstly, can we please talk about
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fact that
Let's talk.
our relationship status has been so dynamic in terms of, for the first 8 months of the pod, Naina was single online. And then for the first 3 months of that, I also don't have the guts to ask her if she's in a relationship because these actors and they're fucking.
Fuck you. For the first 3 months, you were having a breakup.
No, for the first 1 year I was in a relationship. Then for 6 months I was having a breakup. I'm gonna talk about me also, bitch.
अच्छा ठीक है ठीक है बोल
And then
हाँ.
after that उसके 4 बार तो इसने hard launch किया है relationship, and still on every fucking they were like, oh my god, I feel like there's only 2 comments about Naina's relationship status. Who is her partner? Wait, did Naina confirm that this is her partner? Now, and I'm like, how many times, bro, will the hard launch happen before people
I think
know?
it's like we're not the kind of people who make like that much couple. I was
Yeah,
not even
you
thinking
don't make couple content.
Yeah.
That we all know. But I'm saying now you've said it on the
I've said
pod.
it.
So, but it's my favorite like revelation. Every 3 months, someone will be like, wait.
Did I miss something? Who is she talking about?
Who is Naina Bhan dating?
Yeah.
And then with me, it's like I go on any, like, first 1 year was a relationship. Then 6 months was a breakup that no one online knew, but then, like, you know, whatever. So those 6 months when I was talking, it was so difficult to kind of suss myself out because
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, I don't know if I'm revealing too much. I don't know if I'm revealing too less. But I feel like you can tell by our general demeanor towards relationships what our status is. Yours has
Yeah.
been just basically hiding or not hiding. Mine has been
Yes. But all of my, whatever I was like talking about as a single person, is all the things that I had collected as my, as my grievances with like single men and my single
Yeah.
life. And now now I can't say anything.
now.
Now it's done. Now men are perfect.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
you don't hard law. Men should start their life in jail and prove their way out.
That's Sakshi. 100%. Why did I say that?
These extremist attitudes towards men.
Please comment down below if you know why I said that.
नैना ने बोला तो कुछ सोच समझ के ही बोला होगा.
हाँ.
Is what I think.
मैंने बोला because मैं साक्षी को मिरर कर रही हूँ. She is my inspiration.
Do you stand by it?
Men should start in jail
Yeah.
and work their
True.
way out. Yeah. I stand by it. I'm not afraid to take a strong stand.
No, I genuinely think this was like some TikToker that you were quoting.
Maybe.
Like, but I've also seen this. And I would be lying if I said I didn't see some merit in the statement. But of course, you know, you cannot judge people as a blank.
I love it.
Yeah.
100 episodes of just judging people.
And then it's like, hey guys, I don't think you should judge. If I open my eyes today, then it's a great day. That's where I'm at now. This is Naina Brain Fog Core. I love that this is 100% you.
Yeah, it's me. This
Bro.
is me.
Firstly, you know, I feel like because we talk so much, sometimes we fully just forget what we are saying. So we, especially after a shoot day, the brain fog is so real because we're like, fuck, what have we said? What have we said? And then when I'm watching the episodes, I'm like, this is the funniest thing I've ever said. Like, and this is like so funny. And I watch it as an audience because I can't remember anything I've said. But I do agree that if you open your eyes any day, it would be a great day for all of us.
Thank you.
So
Thank you
please
so much.
wake up every day.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, like 1 year of 2 years was just me spent grieving, right? And
Yeah.
then through that entire, and I have to say kudos to both of us. I feel like whatever has been happening in our lives, and weirdly in the last 2 years, a lot of shit has happened.
Literally.
But whenever we come here and we're sitting and we're locked down, there's like some professionalism that overcomes us.
And also, literally, props to Naina because she was really going through it very rightfully. And like these shoot days are so draining, and then like, you know, it's very difficult to be like, haha, comedy when you're like
Yeah.
literally going through the worst personal tragedy of your
So-
life. And then you're like sitting there promoting one product a week, and you're like,
And then some bitch is like, why don't she do her hair?
Naina doesn't smile. And it's like, oh, if only.
If
And
only.
crazy. But literally, comment down below. Props to Naina.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Comment down below. Props to Sakshi for holding up episodes where I have no fucking idea what is happening.
No, you did a great job. You're
Thanks,
very
babe.
professional.
Bro,
Yeah.
did you also, like, in the initial times of the podcast after the shoot day, like, cry the next day?
No, but I did. So, for context, Naina went through a personal tragedy early last year. And then, just as she was trying to make any normalcy out of her life, I went through 2 losses in my family back to back. So, after those shoot days, I would go home and cry. So,
Oh.
it was quite.
So
Like-
traumatizing. You know,
Bro.
the shoot days have become so traumatic because you know you're sitting there, you're gonna like talk about yourself for 6 hours. You've taken out everything, you've performed for everyone, you've laughed, and then you go home the next day and you're like, there is nothing left in my body. I don't want
Like,
to be alive.
My favorite story, and I don't think any of you all will find it funny, but it's my life, so I'm gonna say it. So when my grandmom passed away last year, there was like a 3 day gap where we postponed the funeral because family was flying down to be there for it. So my dad was like, you know, you've committed to XYZ work. Please finish that by Saturday because my family is really big on work ethic. Missed me, I know, but whatever. Now that Saturday, I had to deliver a story for a brand where I had to wash my hair. Okay, so I was like, okay, cool. And the Saturday was also the day of the funeral. So I'm standing in my bathroom with a tripod, washing my hair, while like literally I'm gonna go out and change into a white chicken curry kurta. And as I was washing my hair, I was like sobbing because I was like, what the fuck is my life? And if you think influencers
Don't have it hard.
yeah, I'm tearing up because I find it funny,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
because it's
Same. Literally. Okay.
it's just it was so surreal. And then I went in with like washed hair, and then after the funeral you have to wash your hair again. So my mom was like, "Why the fuck did you wash your hair in the morning?"
Leave in conditioner.
I was literally doing a voiceover on the way to the funeral,
Oh.
but my daddy would have liked it.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But
She would
whatever.
have. Listen, all of our nannies and daddies are refugees
Hustlers.
and hustlers.
Yeah.
They would have loved that their granddaughters were doing
Yeah.
hardcore
I mean,
work.
if she really loved it, she could have bumped up the views on that reel. you have superpowers in the afterlife.
But there is something very surreal. I don't know if it's because our job, like it's a very light job. Like the other day I was on a shoot and someone was blowing chocolate sprinkles in my face. And I was
God.
like, yes, I'm 33. Yeah, of course, this is my job. And I was just thinking literally last year, like after my dad passed away and everything. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like swatching a lipstick.
Bro.
And I'm so dead inside. And I'm like, this goes red, goes amazing with grief, or like this waterproof mascara.
You're like selling like better than sex mascara. Then and one time I was like sending a brand video to my manager, and I'd done the like no, and then when I was cutting the camera I was like and I forgot to cut that part out, and then we had to crop it because obviously the whole point of this job is to make it look easy. Right? So then when you're like really like my hands are shaking and all of that, and I'm like
The best part is, I think I downloaded FaceApp because I used to cry so much before the beauty shoot that like, my face was so
Puffy,
swollen.
yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, maybe like if I add full glam filter, I might look a little
literally
better.
at the funeral I went with a full face of makeup because I was shooting something, and my brother was like, what are you doing? And I was like, just leave me alone, please. Like accessorizing and all. Fuck, that was a rough couple of months for me. Woo.
Yeah.
But at least we got 300 subscribers that month.
Seriously, put your full life in front of the camera and you still don't make it to 100K after 100 episodes. It's really sad.
Woo.
Woo.
Maybe if we did better research. If the we
first
read-
person died.
Oh my god, my aunt was telling me about someone that she works in like some history or something. So she went to like
Let's make a better sentence. She works in like some history.
she does something
Yeah.
related to history. So she was in the Lucknow archives, like the
Ooh.
state archives.
Yeah.
And there was this young man next to her who's like great grandfather had been taken as indentured labor to some port somewhere, and the grandmother was left behind. So she took a boat to every single dock that the British were taking Indians to, and she never found the grandfather. So she married someone else, and now he's born this descendant, but he is going through the archives to figure out where his like ancestor was dropped off to see if there's any like family there. And now
Insane.
my family is also doing like a genealogy thing because of my aunt. We're trying to figure out one relative of mine had kiss code, so we want to know whether like
Where
we
you
want to
went.
know whether we have any fam.
Nice.
Fun.
Very cool.
Okay, this one is The silent beef. I don't know why I went on that tangent.
It's
I'm
fine.
so
It was
sorry.
very interesting.
The silent beef in female friendship is so apparent. This is the most generic sentence in the world.
Swear.
Like,
Is
bro,
this a
I said it.
follow-up?
I said it
I
every
feel like
day.
this is an audience comment.
Really? For us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so fair. And nothing silent about this beef. I must have said, Naina must have said, everyone has said this. Me? The silent beef in female friendship is so, wow.
And you stand by
I stand
this
by
generic
it.
sentence.
Yeah. I stand by the same way I stand by, hi guys, welcome back to Moment of Silence pod. I love it. Yeah.
Do you like the name of this podcast?
You know, now it is this podcast.
Yeah,
Like,
it is.
I feel like when we were thinking of names, we were like, oh, it has to hit like this, it has to hit like that. But I've realized that names literally don't matter if the product is good.
I don't know how we came. I know I came up with this name, but I
Yeah.
don't know why and why we didn't have other options.
We had other options.
What were the other options?
I can't remember.
And why we landed on this. And we really gaslit ourselves into believing that it sounded really easy.
I did like the name a lot because Naina was like, it'd be so ironic if we name it Moment of Silence and we don't shut up about anything. And so I liked that. And then we were thinking of like, oh, moss. Like, you know, as like a... And what we've realized is that only we call it moss. Everyone else calls it MOS.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, if you meet anyone, everyone will be like, oh my god, I watch MOS every week. And we're like, oh, mosquitoes, mossies. Like, we're just doing this thing, but only we're in on the joke.
Oh, well.
Most people call it moments of silence.
That's true. That is an L I'm willing to take. I'm like, at least तुझको याद है कि मैं
Yeah.
कहाँ से हूँ.
Huh.
है ना?
Has it changed people's perception of you?
100%. I mean, I feel like people now at least know that I have a personality. I also think that, and I've said this many different ways, but one, like this, I think going through life is like rock climbing. You can only take one step ahead in any direction if you've secured like 3 of your other limbs. And this podcast and this friendship has been like that for me in Mumbai and in this industry, because once I could anchor myself to knowing that this is a space I keep returning to, this is where we're building something, I found it easier to progress in other areas of my life.
Yeah.
There was like a lot of safety here. So I think you're also the perfect partner to do this with, because one, you're really good at your job. 2, you don't have an ego with a lot of things that I feel like 2 female co-hosts could have an ego with.
I was just like, I feel like when we have a conversation about anything, we both look at it as like, okay, how can we make the pod better? We
Yeah.
don't take it personally, and
Yeah.
like we're both very self-aware also of like, ye humse nahi
Nahi
hota hai.
hoga. Haan.
So we're like, okay, theek hai, next time, and
Yeah.
we don't have like we have egos, but not about
Not
this
about not
podcast.
about the shit that
And not with
matters.
each other. I feel like the best thing to come out of the podcast, even though we've gotten so many opportunities, we've gotten so much money, we've gotten so much stuff, but I think the best thing is actually my friendship with Miss Bhan.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
We're in this like really cute marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have
We
a
have
little surprise.
cake. So also just to also iterate, and I know we're being very self-referential in this episode, but we've been doing this for 100 episodes, and that's really cool. And now literally when Naina and I come to set, like earlier we used to lug our shit in one bag, but now when we come, there's like a hamper full of snacks for the day. There's someone asking us like what we would like to start our day with. If we say like, oh my god, I wish there was a safety pin, someone will come and produce it. And just to be mindful, this is not their primary job. They're like doing, like, the sets have become bigger, the editing has become much easier,
Yeah.
the coordination, the guests, everything is like, we just know that everything is going to happen. And I feel like that is something that we don't acknowledge very often, because it all got built in like a fuck, we really need a solve for this. Okay, let's just outsource it. Let's just outsource it. And now I think we're so lucky to have a team that we trust.
Everyone is so solution oriented and resourceful. I
Yeah.
don't think enough people like that exist in this world. We had
Yeah.
to really go through a few.
We've gone through a few, but you know, hope they're doing well.
Same.
But the team that we've ended up with, I think some top tier people, and they are so mindful. They're all so good at their jobs, which helps us to be good at our jobs. Inshallah, I
yeah,
think we're
I
good
feel
at
like
our
now
jobs.
the only people slacking are us.
Hey,
We've reached that. No, we are not
I
slacking.
get my hair done.
Hey. Yeah. Let's cut the cake.
Let's cut the cake. How exciting!
Woo.
Oh, I'll hold it. Naina can cut it. Who's been your favorite guest?
My favorite guest has definitely, like, I've loved Sumukhi always on set.
Both times.
I've loved.
I love Sanjana.
Sanjana was awesome. She's so
Yeah.
nice.
I genuinely I'm very fond of her.
Yeah.
Like, and more so after she came on Moss, and it's just very. That was a very fun episode. I really liked.
Prakhar.
Pra-
Yeah. I like the episode. I'm sorry.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
there was
say.
a nice jugalbandi happening in the sense that, like, as a viewer, the tension sometimes is like, it's okay to have people that you don't agree with.
Yeah.
But obviously, I feel like also the way you and I were like disagreeing with him
Yeah.
was a little jarring to watch back.
Yeah, I think maybe the note that we should have made was that this is not a cozy episode.
We should have said that it was just like very different opinions.
Yeah. I want to do more of that kind of episode only because it was like such a volley of ideas and opinions.
And to Prakhar's credit, he is very smart.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, obviously, we don't agree with any of the stuff that he said, but again, I don't agree with a lot of things happening on the internet, but I do think freedom of speech is a thing where it's like, I may not agree with what you said, but I will defend your right
Yeah.
to say it. And I do think people should get called out for what they say if it's not I do think healthy debate is not an issue, but yeah, I think it would be very hypocritical of us to be like, oh, you can't say this,
Yes.
because we get so much shit for saying things that we say, and we're like, bro, just my opinion. So by the same vein, I'm like, okay, fine. And yeah, I do agree that we would have gotten a lot more hate if we had gone on his podcast and said our views. So yeah.
Do you want to address our PR beef?
Oh yeah, the Crocs thing.
Yeah.
Okay, firstly, I think both Naina and I have been very like upfront about like what we're doing, and like if a brand campaign comes on, we will take it. This is we enjoy the podcast, and we did it for like a year where we weren't getting any sponsorships, but we also said the day that we get sponsorships, we will take them.
Yeah.
Especially because Crocs is a brand that we really like. We wear Crocs often and everything. And I think paparazzi marketing has been a very tried and tested form of marketing. In today's day and age, eyeballs are what counts. Crocs is not someone that needs like us to push that, hey, there is this a brand called Crocs. I think what they need is like people talking about Crocs. So it's okay if it's like a rage baity type of marketing. What I will say is I did not think people would be so upset about it. Like, it was a one-day prank where we were arguing outside our gym.
Yeah.
And it looked real, and we also made sure that all the pap pages used hashtags and everything, so that people know that it is a campaign, you know, and I thought people would be guessing like what campaign it is because you were wearing Crocs in the video and it was about all of this. So I thought that's how it would go. Now it wasn't received well. I'm confused as to like why it became like a, oh, let's cancel them thing.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. I mean, and again, we started on a Monday, we ended on a Thursday, no uploads were hampered, nothing happened. So technically, Moss didn't go anywhere, we were right there. And
Yeah.
I agree with Sakshi, like the whole idea of this podcast, both of us are very like long term visions for us to be around, and for us to be around we need to make this sustainable. So 100%, it's not like we did something unethical, it's not like we did something that we can't, like that is NSFW or
Like
something.
I would do it again.
Yeah,
is
I
what
would do
I'm
it again.
saying.
Yeah.
But for like a week after that, we're getting scared of our audience. Like we're like now we don't feel comfortable taking risks and all. And then like Ridhima, Naina's manager, who also does a lot for Moss, she sat us down and she was like, you can't be scared of your audience. And I feel like that was like a very like, we were like, okay, fuck yeah, we have to continue trusting our instincts, and it's okay if it doesn't work out sometimes. But there's people doing a lot worse. If y'all want to cancel people, we gave y'all the episode that week. We did everything like little bit, and honestly, I'll be honest with y'all. Everyone saying like, oh, like sellouts. If your job is to market and people are paying you to do your job, you tell me you wouldn't take the money.
Yeah.
And for a product that you actually use, it was a good story. Then we had to bungle the campaign because we got scared,
Yeah, I agree.
which is on us.
Which is on us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's what I didn't expect, so much negativity on the other side.
And I've gotten hate a bunch of times from a bunch of people. But some of the DMs I got from the Moss audience, I was shocked.
Yeah.
And I never expected this audience who's like all like, you know,
Really smart and
smart,
aware.
like aware. Yeah, literally. And I thought they would know. I thought y'all would be in on the joke.
In fact, when we were recording the video, we were like, oh my god, this is so
Musty.
fake. Like,
Yeah.
it's so fake. Everyone's
Like
gonna
sushi
laugh.
in the video
No one's
and all
gonna
of
believe
that.
this.
No.
And then literally brands were calling up our managers. A newspaper reached out to us for a comment.
And like serious newspapers, not just.
And I have beef with whoever was messaging Sakshi. Actual hate about me, you bitch.
That was
How
horrible.
fucking dare you? Who the hell do you think you are? You're the first chance to palto, you'll start bitching about me to my co-host and best friend. You are not going to make it very far. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll block you from the YouTube page if YouTube had blocking. But yeah, that was quite a weird week, huh?
Yeah, it was a strange experience.
Yeah, but my favorite part of those videos was still sushi.
Sushi.
When we were
Oh.
recording it also, it was so funny because Sushi has this thing where if you leave a place together, you have to reach the place together. So whenever Naina would turn away, we had to cut the video so fast because Sushi would turn to Naina and go, and we were like, this duffer is not understand. And we took like 8 takes, and all of the takes, Sushi was like, like, he was just like strutting as soon as we said action. It was quite cute.
Oh. Before this episode ends, I do want to shout out a film that both of us watched recently. It's called Bad Girl. It's got Anjali Sivaraman, who was my co-star in Class.
Season 1.
Did you enjoy the movie?
I loved the movie. I think like it's so relatable as like again the conversation of female friendships and all, like just a single woman and how her life shapes her, like the experience shape her life, and how important it is, I think, to not dwell on the past. Like there's a lot of very real, very relatable themes covered in the movie, and everyone must go watch it.
It's not a serious movie, okay?
No.
When you think of an independent film or an art house film, you're like, oh, it must be like this serious, slow film. It's very entertaining,
musty.
very chick flick core. It's about a
Yeah.
girl who's like a relationship puglu, like,
Yeah.
and just how one, as she's evolving through life, she is so irritating to her friends also because she's just
Lost
obsessed
herself.
with
Yeah.
obsessed with men. And I'm like, relatable moment. But
My favorite part was after the movie, we were sitting at home and I was telling one of my friends, I was like, what a great movie, but Anjali's character was so unlikable, so unlikable. I was like, I'd never want a friend like that. Da, 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 da. My friend is sitting there, it's like, oh, I quite related to her. And I was like, what? Like, I was shocked. But y'all must go watch it. It is a Tamil movie.
It is a Tamil movie,
But
but
it's
yeah.
out in Hindi as well, the dubbed version, and the dub is really good.
very good.
And it's a female-led film.
Yeah.
Like
Directed by Varsha Bharat, who is and also the mother is amazing.
10 on 10. Yeah, y'all must go watch it. After y'all are done watching this, stay till the end, hype this video, follow, subscribe, like, share, comment, do whatever you do with a YouTube video, honestly. And now, go. Okay. Thank
Bye.
you for following.